This is my home. This is actually a 1,200 square foot apartment that is shared between me, my husband, and our 4 children. Keeping it clean and organized is essential because there is no room for extra clutter. My home is clean 80% for 80% of the time. And even though we do have really great systems in place to keep our home tidy and organized, we are not perfect. We also make messes and misplace things. Our kids help us a lot of the time, and things don't always get put away where they are supposed to. And I declutter once a month. That helps me to keep a clean home. And throughout the month, I just collect things that I no longer need or no longer use. So today I am taking the time to get these items put in boxes and get them out of my home. My children are a big part of my life, obviously, and well, sometimes they hang things where they're not supposed to go. They're not as neat as I would like, and sometimes it's just me. Sometimes I just pack up a whole bunch of stuff that I just need to go ahead and get rid of. And today I'll be focusing on folding a couple items, cleaning a couple items. Like my under the sink areas in all of my drawers need a whole lot of help, and I know you guys have that one area in your home, whether it is under the sink or it is your linen closet, whatever it may be. I know you have an area like that. Let's go ahead and tackle it, because even though your home might look clean to the eye, like I can't sleep at night knowing that my drawers are unorganized, and God forbid if somebody walks into my home and opens up my drawer, things are gonna fall off, and I don't want to do that. But after having a clean and organized home, having every nook and cranny clean, it is just such a peace of mind knowing that no matter where you look or what you open, things are gonna be organized, they're gonna look beautiful, and honestly, if somebody else opens them, it's not gonna be embarrassing. So come along with me as I tackle all of these random little items that need to get organized in my home. So to start off today's organizing and decluttering, I'm going to start off here in my room, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't wake up in the morning saying, woohoo, let's organize. You gotta get yourself in the mood, you gotta get the ball rolling. And the easiest thing for me to do is to start off here in my closet. And winter's coming to an end. I noticed that there was a couple of items that I have not been wearing this winter, and chances are if I haven't been wearing them, I'm probably not going to wear them. So that is my little tip for you guys. If you haven't worn an item in the last 6 months, chances are you're probably not going to wear them. So here I have this wonderful dresser that is mainly used by my husband. I only have one drawer here, but there was just a couple of leggings and jeans that I was just not reaching for. And if I wasn't reaching for them then, I'm probably not going to reach for them now. But taking this couple of minutes to organize these drawers really makes a big difference, because even though my room is pretty tidy and pretty clean, every time I open up this drawer, it stresses me out and it's just not pretty. So literally taking 5 minutes changes everything. This literally took me 5 minutes, and I have been dreading this, which I don't know why. It doesn't take that long, but here in my room, you can see I have already collected a little pile of items that I'll be donating. I love the feeling of getting rid of stuff. I love the feeling of getting boxes and bags out of my home. It just feels so refreshing. So here I just had a couple of sweaters, a couple of jeans that, wasn't feeling it. I was trying to, get on the sweatpants bandwagon, and it's just not working. Sometimes you buy an item and you wear it for a certain amount of time and it just doesn't look flattering, or it doesn't sit right. Sometimes that's just what happens. So getting rid of all of these bags, and then I am moving straight into my boys' room. And a little tip for you guys is to have a designated area where you are able to put your stuff that you don't use, stuff that you don't need. For me, it just so happens to be my boys' closet. I have a little section up there where I, throughout the month, if I'm cooking in the kitchen and I notice that, you know what, I'm not using this spoon, or I'm not using this plate. I'll just take those items and I'll put them here in my boys' closet. And then once a month, like today, I will come in, take everything out, put them in bags and boxes, and then take them to the donation center. So this pile here has been a pile that has been accumulating for the past month. My girls are 9 and 10 years old, and on a regular basis they'll come up to me and be like, okay mom, we need a bag, we're gonna declutter our stuff. And that really makes my heart so happy, because they also love an organized bedroom. They love to live in an organized space. So all of these items were items from me and my kids kind of decluttering throughout the months. But now that all of the stuff is out of their room, there was a couple drawers here in my boys' room that just really needed some attention. And my kids do put away their own laundry, minus my toddler, of course. But when my kids put away their laundry, it's not always up to my standards, they just kind of pack it in there. So today I just wanted to come in here and focus on a couple of drawers here, fold a couple items, and then while I'm here, look for anything that my boys haven't worn in a while. And there was this one pajama that my toddler was too big for. I'm telling you guys, kids grow like weeds. I don't know where the time is going, but this pajama is gonna go ahead and get donated, and we've already collected quite a few items here, which makes me so happy. But next order of business is tackling my linen closet. My linen closet is tiny, you guys, like it is small. But nonetheless, I need, sheets for 5 beds. I have, 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. I have 4 beds for them, a bed for me and my husband. And, keeping this linen closet organized is essential, because then it's just a disaster. And, keeping my towels all nicely folded. Like I said before, my girls put away the laundry, 50% of the time. And sometimes it's just easier to just throw in these towels and close the door behind you. But I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to go ahead and organize these towels, and I try to keep enough for us, so that we have enough towels, but then again, not enough to keep it cluttered. Does that make sense? And then this little section up here is mostly for my girls. They have their hair brushes, they have their hair ties, and their little hair clipper, all of that fun stuff little girls like. But this place is very small and takes me 2 seconds to organize, and I only found one little thing to get rid of, which is a win in my book. But another problematic area is here under my sink, and I cannot blame the kids for this. I cannot blame my husband for this. This is all my fault, half of this stuff is all mine. This is like makeup and, hot tools and hair products and all of that. And recently I've just been kind of shoving it in and closing the door and pretending like it's not there. But I actually had a family member come over, and they opened up this under the sink, and everything came flying out. And let me tell you, that was embarrassing. So today's the day. I'm just gonna go ahead and organize. There's not really much to declutter here, because everything I have is everything that I need. But just placing things back to where they need to be, that way no more things fall out. So this is the only bathroom that we have, and there is not much storage other than the storage that is under the sink. So my husband went ahead and put up this cabinet up here on the wall, and this is where we keep our toothpaste and toothbrush, deodorants, you know, all of that good stuff. But as you can see over time, you know, kids got toothpaste on it. There was just random like old flossers in there. It was just time to go in there, wash the toothpaste off. It was time to throw away any old toothbrushes, you know, like things that you don't really think about, like that needs to get done. So I'm gonna go ahead, wash this area, wash these items, throw away anything that I don't need, like, oh my gosh, was there a lot of stuff to throw away. And then I'm gonna start by putting everything back, and then we are moving into the front of the home, into the heart of the home, which is my kitchen. And to the eye, my kitchen is pretty clean, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, in every drawer, in every nook and cranny, there could be improvements. Let's just be real, there's something to improve on. So I'm gonna start off by restocking my Ziploc bags. These organizers are from Good Pick. I absolutely love them. I love how aesthetic they are. They're pretty practical. And in one of them, I'm just keeping all of our remotes from our you know, lights from under the cabinets, our smoker, you know, all of that good stuff. I'm just gonna keep remotes in one of them because quite frankly, this is too much Ziplocs for our family. But after this little drawer is all organized, I am going to move into the most problematic drawer in my kitchen, and this just so happens to be the drawer that my toddler gets into every single day, 7 times a day, and it is a struggle to keep him out of here, you know, considering this isn't toys. But again, not much to declutter here. I wish I could just get rid of all of this, but this drawer kind of belongs to my husband. He is a hunter, he is a fisherman, he just has all of his little supplies that he needs over here in this drawer. So the only thing I'm gonna do here is just clean everything, wipe everything down, and reorganize it because, you know, toddler's getting in here, it's getting out of hand. And you know, we were eating a couple days ago, we were having some sushi, and there was one chopstick. Like, what? We had a whole bunch and there was one chopstick. And you know that when you can't find your chopsticks, it is time to go ahead and organize. Alright, now working on this drawer where I have all my pots and pans, we have our blender, our toaster. All of this stuff is essential. These are all of the items that I use almost on a daily basis, so there's not very much to get rid of. And you guys, speaking of the missing chopsticks, I found them. Looked like my little toddler, you know, grabbed him and hid him. So here's all my chopsticks. We can now proceed to eating our sushi like, you know, normal people do. But here I'm just gonna go ahead, put everything back to where they need to be. I'm gonna put lids on pots because, you know, sometimes when it's messy you need a pot and there's no lids and it's just a whole mess espresso right here. So we're putting things back to where they need to be, we're organizing them, and then I'm gonna go ahead and quickly just briefly organize under my sink area. It's not too bad, but I did have some bags that I wanted to go ahead and take care of. And how do you guys store your bags? Do you just kind of put all the bags into one bag, or do you fold them? Is there a system? Let a sister know, because these bags will be the death of me. But here my under the sink is pretty minimal. I try to keep what I need and nothing more. And after the sink is finished, I'm gonna go ahead on and move into the deck. And I know that is so random, like, hello, but this is such an eyesore. I just gotta tackle it today. My husband was smoking some fish outside, and you know, today's the day we're gonna put all of this stuff back into the smoker and put the smoker back to where it needs to be. Like, honestly, this took like 2 seconds. Like, I don't know why we procrastinate so much. And you know, I guess that's just what it's like being a human. You procrastinate, but It is so nice to finally have this deck clean, and you know, this is in our living room. You look through it into the playground and you want to see a pretty sight. You don't want to see scooters and smokers laying around. But here in my living room, my girls, before going to school this morning, I asked them to put away the blankets after themselves, and well, that's how they put them away. They just jammed it all in there. So I'm gonna take this 2 seconds to go ahead, organize these blankets as well as our board games. So before I remade our living room, by the way, if you haven't seen that, I'll leave it down below where I made over this living room, but we had no storage here in our living room, and so all of our kids' card games, board games, they were like in their closet up on top where they can't reach, and that means that the games weren't being played, you know. So now that I have this area where I can store the board games, now it's a mess over here. So I'm gonna take a couple seconds to go ahead, put a couple puzzle pieces back, put some dominoes back, and organize this all nicely for the kids to enjoy once again. The last area I want to work on is my entryway. This entryway is very narrow, very small, and when there's 6 people in here, it's a little chaotic, but keeping it organized is essential. Here on this side of the closet, I have this big boiler, and I used to store my broom and my mop there because there's just no more room for it. And I got these little hooks to hang my broom and my mop up because sometimes when I would close the closet door, my broom would fall on the floor, you know, and I'd be walking outside and the broom falls and I can't get inside the house. You know what I mean? So I'm tired of these brooms falling over. I'm gonna go ahead and hang these up on the wall, and you know, if you can get anything off of the floor, that is the best way to go. I mean, we want a clear and clean floor. But here in this closet, I just have coats and shoes and all the stuff you can imagine. We have it here, and you know, even though we try to keep it simple, there's a lot of us here, so there's a lot of clothes. So I'm just gonna go through and, you know, declutter, put away any coats, anything that my kids haven't worn, maybe something my kids have grown out of, and that is it for my organizing and decluttering my home. Even though it seems like there wasn't a lot done, it just gives me a peace of mind knowing that, you know, all of my closets are clean, under the sink is clean, everything is just clean and ready to go. And just by doing these couple steps, I ended up decluttering and giving away about, I don't know, 2.5-ish bags worth of things. And I don't know about you, but that is a win in my book. Another piece of advice, you guys, is if you are decluttering, put away this stuff into your car and take it to the donation center today or tomorrow. Because what happens is, you know, you leave it in your car and then you end up going to Costco and then you remember, oh, I have donation bags, and then you end up putting them back in your house. You know what I mean? It's like a whole cycle. So when you declutter, put it in your car, take it away the next day. It's gonna keep the flow going. It's gonna be life-changing. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate every single one of you being here. I hope that you were able to organize a little bit. I hope you were able to declutter a little bit. Now that my home is clean and organized, I can finally enjoy it and just have a peace of mind knowing that everything is right where it needs to be. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you next Monday with a brand new video. Bye!